Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. With that, let's get you out to Silicon Valley, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, as we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
From the host to Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. Brandon Godden and Charles Davis with you from our broadcast perch. And Charles, as we get this thing started, what are you going to be keeping your eye on?
Special teams. Field position is always a big determiner in a ball game. Who sets their offense up for success the best? That team will win the game.
The punter and kickoff man, Sam Martin, to get us started. And we are underway from Santa Clara. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're back up to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
Here we go. 180!
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. And these are the guys we're about to see down on the turf in just a moment.
Joe Staley, the left tackle, one of the most respected players in the league, as well as one of the most talented.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. And the starting crew defensively for Detroit.
When you talk about pure speed on the corner, you have to talk about Darius Slay, because this guy in high school, 100-meter, 200-meter state champ, he can flat out run. The thing he's looking to increase, takeaways. Only 7 takeaways in his last 4 seasons. He wants to live up to his nickname, which is Big Play Slay.
Here we go.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. "51 yards on the punt there. And the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is a big-arm guy who's learned how to temper some of his throws, actually has added a lot more touch and accuracy as his career has gone along. Big-time confidence in his arm, though. Any throw you want, he can make it.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now it's Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. A 1st carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. And a look now at the defensive starters for San Francisco.
Jaworski Tartt came out of Samford University in Alabama, and he is a guy who is an absolute flash at the safety position.
'49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And Amendola with a catch. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Stafford going to come up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another 1st, but he appears to be a few inches short. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this 1st drive, going to plan so far.
Ready, lady.
They'll run with McKissick. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll try the air now with Stafford. And his throw here's incomplete. Kenny Galladay is intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
2nd and goal from the 1. Throwing is Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And his throw is incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And it's third down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Garoppolo to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Garoppolo to his tight end Kittle for a Niner first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Here we go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Get ready.
On second down, it's Coleman. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Got a man, he finds Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. That's complete to his running back, Wilson. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of 1, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. To throw is Garoppolo. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump at.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devon Kennard leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. This one complete to Coleman. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the 1st down. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Go ahead. Good job, D. Good job.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Set. 250. Right there. 56. Hey, watch the slant.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Stafford. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
I'm coming after you.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Got a man, it's Amendola. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Stafford now, nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Throwing again is Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Stafford now. Only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Now Stafford. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw again, Stafford. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Again, it's Stafford. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 1st half. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. The 49ers have Richie James back deep.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. The linebacker, Christian Jones, there to make the stop.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Coleman. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Stafford now to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They will run it. It's McKissick. And able to work his way down to the 16. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Check 56. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
They'll go again with McKissick. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
He's not going to get me.
This is Coleman. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Here we go. Black 80! Check mine. Watch tight end. Tight right.
Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Right there, 40's Mike. Here we go, D, get off the field.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Back out is Matthew Stafford in the Lions offense. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Johnson on the counter. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Saweetie! Mike 56. Watch the run, watch the run.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And it would appear he's going to be short of a first down as he stopped right around the 29. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Rabbit, 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 rabbit.
From the 22, Garoppolo. It's caught by Coleman. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. The Sanders has got it complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Open man is Bull. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Garoppolo now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Garoppolo again. Got the connection here to Bourne. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. This is Coleman with a grab. And down inside the 15 he goes. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. To throw is Garoppolo. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. Kyle Shanahan's made the decision. They're going on 4th down. Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Lions will take over. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
Set, blue 60. Hey, we got to get the stop here, D.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching in Atlanta, our apologies. A carry now for McKissick. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Nick Bosa in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw, Stafford. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Garoppolo and the Niners now, trailing 10-3. A little under a minute 50 remaining. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. To throw is Garoppolo. It's caught by Sanders. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line. Garoppolo to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Garoppolo throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
We play to win. Let go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Like 80! Hey, 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 hey!
He's back to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Back to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside it.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. So this drive spans 7 plays, and Tevin Coleman polished it off with a touchdown run. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Stafford. Amendola's got it, complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Set, Saweetie! Check right 54, right 54. Yeah, you don't want to know.
Now Stafford. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's McKissick. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Stafford throwing deep for Galladay. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
That's what I do.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. First throw of OT for Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Here we go. 180! Let him know.
On first down, Coleman. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. To throw, it's Garoppolo. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here we go.
What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
Here we go. 180! Pretty quiet.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Play action. Garoppolo. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it, but they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 20. First throw in overtime for Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Now Johnson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. That was shades of Tennessee volunteer football back in the 80s with Charles Davis coming up from the secondary to make the tackle for a loss.
You mean my teammates doing that, right? Because they would tell you, my coach would say, where's that tape? I want to see that. But how about the complete package there? Not just playing the pass, but being a willing tackler and making a really nice play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Saweetie! Mike 54! It's a party now! It's a party hot!
Now to Galladay on the jet sweep. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Here's Sam Martin now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Garoppolo looks to throw. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So the OT clock hit 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Check, cross.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And Sanders has got it complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Here we go. 120.
Touchdown, defense.
On 1st down, Garoppolo looking middle, and it's incomplete. Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here, a 1st down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up, but in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
We got 3.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand.
Oh, yeah.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? Garoppolo again. Completes it to Samuel. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
We got 3.
Coleman now. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
They will run again with Coleman. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So now it'll all come down to Robbie Gould. This to win it in overtime. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. So now it'll all come down to Robbie Gould. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.